that. This speech is about how to begin your speech. It's one of the techniques that good speakers use to start and get the attention of the audience. Now, I know I've always said it in the past that I don't want people goofing off, writing things, or not paying attention because we're all thinking a million miles an hour of things, right? So this is about how to begin your speech and get everybody's attention. Now that you're all paying attention to me, what do I have to say? Well, sometimes not a whole heck of a lot, but there's a lot in the manual. A successful opening, criteria for it. There's actually different techniques that you can use. I yelled at you all, right? You can do that. Why not? You're up here in control. You can yell at people if you want. Get the attention of the audience. What is the topic? It's about speaking. Duh. Establish rapport. We're all Toastmasters here, aren't we?
Yep.
Sure. Got any money? It's supposed to take less than 5 or 10% of the time. And then you have to get on with it. So, let's get on with it. What is the importance of the speech and the beginning? It's about the topic that you're going to speak about. Everybody has to know what you're going to talk about. If you start off saying something like, well, you know, the curtain's up there and the windows, what the heck is he going to try and talk about? I don't know. But you know what I'm going to talk about, don't you? We're talking about talking and speaking. Make a startling statement. As old as I am, up until this past month, I have never experienced snow. Really, never. And then I had to clean a foot off the car to get to the airport one morning. It was cold and it was wet. And you already all heard about that, right? So you're tired of that. So let's move on. Arouse suspicion and curiosity. What is the one thing that we come here for, at least I came here for, and a lot do, about trying to learn how to speak in front of people? You're scared, right? I was terrified. And I found a way to get over that fear. Now, it wasn't fear of speaking. I got over my fear of snakes. I got over my fear of heights. I got over, no, not really. But you get over the fear. So, are you all interested in doing this? Are you all interested?
Very.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, back when I was a boy, no, I don't think you want to hear about back when I was a boy. You know, I used to go to school in St. Pete, and speaking of snow, it was 2 feet of snow every morning, and it was uphill both ways, and I had to walk against dinosaurs and everything else. So, you all do want to learn this, right? Okay. I have a real good quotation on my email. It says, "Calm seas do not a sailor make." What does that mean? It means we have to challenge ourselves before we get good at something, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, if this was easy for me, and I could just read off of some PowerPoint, you know, things like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. If I just could read that, is that a challenge? No. What the challenge was I have to do this speech kind of impromptu because we had no other speakers. I had to get some PowerPoints ready. And then I had to print off the gist of what you're supposed to cover. And now I'm winging it. So the seas, you know, the waves are coming in. Right? Here comes a big one now, whoa. I have to challenge myself to get better. If I do the same thing over and over again, I don't get any better at it. So I'm challenging myself. Now, on the Toastmaster website, there's a whole series of lessons, PowerPoints, and PDFs on how to be a better speaker. This is only part of it. This is the beginning of the speech. It lists lots of things that I'm trying to do now to get your attention to start the speech. Well, we've only just begun. Wow, what a song cue. If only I were Karen Carpenter back in the 70s. You can read this as well as I can. Humor. Here's a good one. I once heard a Toastmaster who specialized in humor say, humor is tragedy separated by time and distance.
It is.
Now think about that. All jokes, tragedy separated by time and distance. So how many of us have never had tragedy in our lives? No one, right? So think about it. You all can have humor, just separated by distance or by time. Good technique. Here again, you can read all through this. But the point is, this is the beginning. This is where you start. And we will continue from here. Thank you for listening to me.